Welcome to Zenlight 8, where timeless wisdom lights the path to a calmer, stronger you. Imagine this. Life's chaos is swirling around you, relationships pulling you in every direction, emotions running wild, and the world screaming for your attention. What if you could step back, take a deep breath, and reclaim your peace no matter what's thrown your way? That's the power of Stoicism. And today, we're diving into 12 Stoic secrets to detach from people and situations that drain you. Stick with us to discover how to master your mind, protect your energy, and live with unshakable clarity. Starting right now, in the relentless rhythm of modern life, where every moment feels like a tug of war between demands, desires, and distractions, it's all too easy to lose ourselves. Picture this. You're racing through your day, emails piling up, a friend's offhand comment stings more than it should, the news feed blares with chaos, and your own mind churns with a storm of worries. Your heart races, your thoughts blur, and before you know it, you're reacting, snapping at a loved one, firing off a hasty text, or spiraling into a quiet panic. Sound familiar? We've all been there, swept away by the current of our emotions, only to look back later and wonder, why didn't I just stop? What if, instead of being carried off by that flood, you could plant your feet firmly on the shore, take a breath, and choose your next move with clarity and grace? That's the gift of Stoicism, a timeless philosophy that doesn't just ask us to endure life's storms but to master them. And the first step on this journey is simple yet revolutionary. Step back for reflection. Stepping back isn't about running away or hiding from the messiness of life. It's not a retreat into apathy or a surrender to chaos. No, it's an act of courage, a quiet rebellion against the instinct to lash out or crumble under pressure. It's about creating a sacred space between what happens to you and how you choose to respond. Imagine life as a roaring river. Sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's wild, but it's always moving. Our emotions are the rapids, sudden, forceful, and all-consuming. When we're caught in them, it's like we're tumbling downstream, powerless to steer. But stepping back is like finding a sturdy rock midstream. You climb atop it, the water rushes around you, and for a moment, you're still. From that perch, you can see the current for what it is, temporary, fleeting, not you. That's the magic of reflection. It gives you the power to pause, to breathe, to reclaim your mind from the grip of the moment. The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca, one of their wisest voices, once wrote, "Retire into yourself as much as you can." He wasn't suggesting we abandon our responsibilities or lock ourselves away from the world. He was inviting us to build an inner sanctuary, a place where we can retreat not to escape, but to regroup. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed. Maybe it was a tense argument with your partner, where every word felt like a spark threatening to ignite a fire. Your instinct was to fight back, to defend, to win. But what if, in that heated moment, you'd stepped away, not out of weakness, but strength? Picture yourself saying, "I need a minute," and walking to the porch, feeling the cool air on your face, letting your breath steady. In that pause, the anger doesn't vanish, but it softens. You start to see the bigger picture. This isn't about being right. It's about staying true to who you want to be. When you return, your words aren't sharp blades but measured bridges, building connection instead of breaking it. That's the power of stepping back. It turns a reaction into a response, a reflex into a choice. This practice isn't just for the big moments, though. It's a lifeline in the everyday grind, too. America today is a whirlwind of noise. 24/7 news cycles, social media buzzing with opinions, work deadlines that never seem to end. We're conditioned to keep up, to stay plugged in, to react instantly. Scroll through X or flip on the TV, and you're hit with a barrage of urgency. Outrage here, fear there, a new crisis every hour. It's exhausting, isn't it? Your mind gets tangled in it all, and before you know it, you're stressing over things you can't control. Someone's hot take online, a coworker's snarky email, the state of the world. But Stoicism whispers a radical truth. You don't have to play that game. Step back, close the app, take a walk around the block, the kind where you notice the leaves rustling or a dog trotting by with its tongue out. Let the noise fade. In that stillness, you're not ignoring reality, you're rising above it. You're reminding yourself that your peace isn't tethered to the chaos out there. It's rooted in the clarity you cultivate within. Let's get real for a second. Stepping back isn't always easy. We're wired to react. It's human nature, fight or flight kicks in, adrenaline pumps, and our emotions take the wheel. Maybe you're in a meeting, and your boss dismisses your idea in front of everyone. Your cheeks burn, your pulse quickens, and every fiber of you wants to fire back. That's the rapids pulling you under. But what if you trained yourself to pause? Not to suppress the sting, you're not a robot, but to hold it gently like a fragile thing you're not ready to drop just yet. You take a slow breath, maybe excuse yourself for a quick coffee break. As you stir that creamer in, you ask yourself, what's really going on here? Am I hurt, or is my ego bruised? What do I want to stand for in this moment? By the time you're back, you're not the person who was about to snap. You're the one who speaks with calm confidence, turning a jab into a chance to shine. That's not weakness, that's strength forged in reflection. This isn't some abstract ideal either, it's practical, gritty, and real. Think of it like a muscle you can build. Start small. Next time your phone pings with a text that rubs you the wrong way, don't reply right away. Set it down. Feel the irritation bubble up, then let it settle. Maybe you grab a glass of water, watch the ice clink against the sides, and give yourself 5 minutes to think. What's the other person really saying? What's the best version of you in this? When you finally type back, it's not a jab, it's a bridge. Over time, those 5 minutes become second nature. You're not just dodging regret. You're shaping a life where you're the driver, not the passenger. And here's where it gets beautiful. Stepping back doesn't just save you from rash moves. It opens the door to wisdom. The Stoics believed that true freedom lies in mastering your mind, not bending the world to your will. When you pause, you're not just cooling off, you're tapping into something deeper. You're asking, what matters here? Maybe that argument with your friend isn't about the dishes in the sink. It's about feeling unheard. Maybe that work stress isn't about the deadline, it's about needing to feel valued. Reflection peels back the layers, showing you the roots beneath the surface. It's like stepping out of a fog and into sunlight. Suddenly, you see clearly. And with that clarity comes power, not to control others, but to shape yourself into someone stronger, wiser, more at peace. Picture this as a gift you give yourself. In a culture that glorifies hustle and instant gratification, choosing to step back is a quiet act of defiance. It says, I'm not a slave to my impulses. I'm not a pawn in life's chaos. I'm the architect of my calm. And the ripple effects, they're profound. Your relationships deepen because you're responding with thoughtfulness, not heat. Your work thrives because you're acting with purpose, not panic. Your soul settles because you're no longer at war with every passing storm. This is what the Stoics meant when they talked about living virtuously, not chasing perfection, but aligning your actions with your highest self. So, next time life throws you into the deep end, whether it's a petty annoyance or a gut punch moment, try it. Step back. Take that breath. Find your rock in the river. It doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as closing your eyes for 10 seconds and whispering to yourself, I've got this. You'll be amazed at how that tiny pause can shift everything. How it turns chaos into clarity, impulse into intention. This is the first Stoic secret, but it's only the beginning. As we move forward, we'll explore how to take this clarity and use it to decide when detachment is the right path. A choice that can transform not just your moments, but your entire life. Life is a dance. A beautiful, messy, unpredictable waltz where we're constantly stepping in and out of relationships, situations, and commitments. Sometimes, the music lifts us up, and we sway in harmony with the people and moments that fill our days. Other times, the rhythm falters, the steps feel forced, and we find ourselves tangled in connections that weigh us down rather than set us free. In those moments, the Stoic wisdom we've begun to uncover, starting with stepping back for reflection, becomes a guiding light. But reflection alone isn't enough. It's what we do with that clarity that shapes our lives. So today, we're diving deeper into 2 powerful Stoic secrets that build on that foundation. First, assessing whether detachment is the right move, and then turning to someone you trust to help you see the path ahead. Together, these practices don't just help you pause. They empower you to choose, to grow, and to live with unshakable purpose. Let's start with the art of assessing if detachment is right. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads. On one side, there's a relationship, a friend, a job, a family tie that's been part of your life for years. It's familiar, comfortable, like an old sweater you've worn through every season. But lately, that sweater started to itch. Maybe it's a friend who always leaves you drained. Their complaints a heavy fog that lingers long after they're gone. Maybe it's a job that once sparked joy but now feels like a treadmill, endless running with no destination. Or maybe it's a family dynamic where every conversation ends in tension, a knot you can't untie. You've tried stepping back, breathing through it, reflecting on what's real. But now, a question hums beneath the surface. Is it time to let go? Stoicism doesn't rush you to an answer. Instead, it hands you a compass, a way to navigate this choice with wisdom, not whim. Epictetus, one of the Stoic greats, once said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you are capable of improving." His words cut straight to the heart of this practice. Relationships aren't just about who's in your life, they're about who you're becoming because of them. Detachment isn't about cutting ties for the sake of it or fleeing discomfort like a coward running from a storm. It's a deliberate, thoughtful act, an investment in your growth, your peace, your values. Think about it. In America today, we're surrounded by a culture that glorifies loyalty, sticking it out, toughing it through. We wear endurance like a badge of honor, even when it's breaking us. But what if staying isn't strength? What if it's fear? Fear of change, fear of being alone, fear of the unknown. Stoicism flips that script. It says detachment can be an act of courage, a choice to protect your soul from what dims its light. So how do you assess if it's right? Start by stepping into that sanctuary of reflection we built last time. Picture yourself sitting on your porch swing, coffee in hand, the morning sun warming your face. Ask yourself, does this relationship lift me up or pull me under? Does it align with who I want to be, with the values I hold dear like kindness, integrity, growth? Maybe it's a coworker who thrives on gossip, and every lunch break leaves you feeling smaller, your energy sapped by their negativity. Or a romantic partner whose chaos keeps you on edge, your dreams sidelined by their storms. Now weigh it. Is this connection a garden where you flourish, or a desert where you wither? Stoicism doesn't demand perfection. It asks for honesty. If the scales tip toward stagnation, stress, or a version of you that feels foreign, detachment might be the kindest gift you give yourself. But here's where it gets real. Letting go isn't a Hollywood montage. It's not all triumphant music and instant relief. It's messy, raw, sometimes lonely. Imagine telling that friend, "I need space," their hurt flashing across their face, or handing in your resignation, the security of that paycheck slipping away. Your heart might ache, your mind might second-guess. That's okay. Stoicism doesn't erase emotion. It teaches you to hold it with grace. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Detachment isn't rejection, it's redirection. It's clearing the clutter so your mind can breathe, so you can make room for relationships that don't just fill space but fuel your spirit. Think of it like pruning a tree. Cutting away dead branches doesn't kill the tree, it helps it thrive. The temporary sting fades, and what's left is a life more aligned with your truth. Now, let's say you're standing at that crossroads, compass in hand, weighing the cost of staying versus the freedom of leaving. You've reflected, you've felt the tug of honesty pulling you toward detachment, but doubt creeps in. Is this selfish? Am I overreacting? That's where the next Stoic secret shines. Talk to someone you trust. This isn't about dumping your problems on anyone who'll listen or fishing for sympathy over a glass of wine. It's about seeking a mirror, someone whose wisdom and calm can reflect your own back to you when the fog of emotion clouds your view. Seneca called this the gift of a philosophical friend, a person who doesn't just nod along but challenges you, steadies you, helps you see what's real. In a world that often feels like a solo sprint, this practice reminds us we're not meant to navigate every storm alone. Who's that person for you? Maybe it's your best friend, the one who's seen you at your messiest and still shows up with coffee and truth. Maybe it's a mentor, their years of experience a lighthouse in your choppy seas. Or a sibling, whose quiet strength cuts through your noise. Picture this: you've been wrestling with that draining friendship, unsure if detachment is right. You sit across from your trusted confidant at a diner, the hum of clinking plates in the background. You spill it all: the late-night vent sessions, the guilt of pulling away, the hope for something better. They listen, not with judgment, but with presence. Then they ask, "What's this doing to you?" Not just today, but who you're becoming. Their words land like a gentle thunderbolt, cracking open a truth you've been dodging. This isn't about them. It's about you, about the energy you're giving away, the peace you're losing. Talking to someone you trust isn't just catharsis. It's clarity with a heartbeat. In America, we're often told to figure it out on our own, to be the rugged individual who doesn't need help. But Stoicism doesn't buy that. It's not weakness to lean on a friend. It's wisdom. That conversation becomes a bridge between your tangled emotions and the rational mind you're cultivating. Maybe they share a story. "I had a friend like that once. Letting go hurt, but it opened doors I didn't even see." Or they sit in silence, letting you unravel your thoughts until the answer rises like dawn. Either way, their perspective isn't a crutch, it's a catalyst. It helps you see the bigger picture. Detachment isn't abandonment, it's self-preservation. It's choosing relationships that don't just take but give, that don't just exist but enrich. Let's paint a scene. You're at a backyard barbecue, the kind with string lights and laughter floating on the breeze. You've been mulling over that job, the one that pays the bills but grinds your spirit. You pull your mentor aside, the smoke from the grill curling upward. "I'm thinking of quitting," you say, voice low. They nod, sipping their beer, then ask, "What's it costing you to stay?" You pause, the question sinking in. Not just money, but time, joy, the dreams you've shelved. They don't push, just let you sit with it. By the time the burgers are served, you're not just full of food but resolve. That talk didn't solve it for you. It lit the path so you could solve it yourself. That's the Stoic beauty. You're still the captain, but a trusted voice helps you steer. This duo, assessing detachment and seeking counsel, works like a dance of its own. Reflection gives you the space to question. Assessing gives you the framework to decide. Talking it out gives you the courage to act. Together, they're a lifeline in a culture that drowns us in noise and obligation. Imagine the freedom of a life where your energy flows toward what lifts you, where you're not tethered to toxicity out of habit, but surrounded by people who sharpen your edges and soften your falls. It's not about isolation. It's about intention. And the best part? This isn't a one-time fix. It's a practice you carry forward, a compass and a mirror for every crossroad ahead. As we step away from this, we're not done yet. These choices, when to detach, who to turn to, they're just the beginning of mastering your emotional landscape. Next, we'll explore how to set boundaries around those emotions and weigh the ripples of letting go, building a life that's not just reactive, but radiant with purpose. We've been on quite a journey already, haven't we? From stepping back to reflect, to assessing when to detach, to leaning on a trusted voice for clarity. We're building a toolbox of Stoic wisdom that's as practical as it is profound. Life doesn't slow down. It keeps coming at us with its highs and lows, its joys and jolts. But here's the thing, we're not just passengers anymore. We're learning to steer, to shape our days not by what happens around us, but by what we choose within. And now, as we stand at this next bend in the road, two more Stoic secrets beckon. Tools that don't just help us survive the storm but thrive through it. First, we'll explore the art of setting emotional boundaries, a practice that turns the chaos of feelings into a canvas for calm. Then, we'll dive into considering the consequences of detachment, a step that ensures our choices ripple outward in harmony with our deepest goals. Together, these principles light the way toward a life of resilience, purpose, and peace. Let's begin with setting emotional boundaries. Imagine you're at a 4th of July cookout. the air thick with the smell of grilled hot dogs and the buzz of laughter. You're chatting with a neighbor when they drop a casual jab. Something about your job, your car, your life. It's small, but it stings, like a mosquito bite you can't ignore. Your chest tightens, your smile falters, and suddenly, you're teetering on the edge of snapping back or shrinking inward. Sound familiar? Emotions are like that. They sneak up fast, loud, and uninvited. In America, we're raised to feel big. Anger's a fire, joy's a fireworks show, sadness a quiet ache. And that's beautiful. It's human. But Stoicism offers us a superpower. We don't have to let those emotions run the show. Setting boundaries isn't about building walls or turning cold. It's about drawing a line in the sand and saying, you can visit, but you don't get to stay unless I say so. Epictetus, that Stoic sage, taught us that we're not slaves to our impulses. He spoke of apatheia, not a deadening of emotion, but a state of tranquility where feelings don't cloud our judgment. Picture it like this: your emotions are guests at a party you're hosting. Some burst in, all noise and energy. Anger crashing the stereo, fear dimming the lights. Without boundaries, they take over, and you're left scrambling to keep up. But with boundaries, you're the host with the playlist. You greet them, hey, I see you, anger. Then decide their role. Maybe anger gets a quick dance, but it doesn't get to DJ all night. You pause, breathe, and choose. Does this feeling serve me, or does it derail me? That's the Stoic magic. Acknowledging what you feel without letting it dictate what you do. This isn't about pretending you're fine when you're not. It's about giving yourself permission to feel without losing yourself in the flood. Let's say you're stuck in traffic on I-95, late for a meeting, horns blaring around you. Frustration bubbles up, your hands grip the wheel, your jaw clenches. The old you might honk back, muttering under your breath, letting the stress spiral. But now, you notice it. Okay, I'm pissed, you think, and instead of feeding the fire, you draw a line. Take a slow breath, count the exhale like it's a lifeline. Maybe you flip on the radio, let a song pull you back to center. The traffic doesn't move, but you do, toward calm, toward control. That's a boundary. Not suppressing the frustration, but refusing to let it own you. It's a small win, but it's yours. Why does this matter? Because in a world that loves drama, scroll through X, flip on cable news, or eavesdrop at the coffee shop, emotions can hijack us daily. We're wired for reaction. It's survival instinct meets social media age. Your sister cancels plans last minute, and guilt trips you into feeling bad. A coworker takes credit for your work, and resentment simmers. Without boundaries, you're a pinball, bouncing between every ping of feeling. But Stoicism says you're more than that. You're the architect of your inner world. Setting boundaries builds a gate. Not to keep emotions out, but to let reason in. It's like installing a filter on your faucet. The water still flows, but it's clean, clear, drinkable. You decide what stays, what goes, what aligns with the person you're becoming. Now, let's make it real. Picture a tougher moment. Your boss emails a curt critique of your project. Right before you're about to log off for the weekend, your stomach drops, anger flares. How dare they? And your mind races to fire back a defense. But you've got this boundary thing down. You step back, not out of the room, but into yourself. Close the laptop, grab a glass of water, let the cold snap you awake. I'm mad, you admit, and that's okay. Then you ask, what's this worth? Does a snappy reply fix this? Or does it just feed the fire? You wait. Maybe you sleep on it, let the heat fade. By Monday, you respond not with venom, but with poise, a solution, a nod to your values. That's not weakness. That's power. You've turned a gut punch into a growth spurt, all because you set a boundary between feeling and acting. This practice isn't just about dodging regret. It's about building a life where you're steady, not swayed. It's emotional intelligence with a Stoic twist. Recognizing your triggers, honoring your heart, but steering with your head. Over time, it's like planting roots in rocky soil. The winds of life blow. Disappointment, irritation, grief, but you don't topple. You bend, you breathe, you choose. And that choice is freedom. Freedom to stay true to your principles, to show up as your best self, even when the world tempts you to unravel. It's a quiet strength that says, I feel it all, but I decide what it means. But here's where the journey deepens. Detachment often follows boundaries, and that's where we need to pause and ponder. Setting boundaries keeps emotions in check, but sometimes the situation itself, a person, a job, a habit, keeps knocking at your gate, demanding more than you can give. That's when we shift to considering detachment's consequences. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." His words ring true here. Every moment we spend tangled in what drags us down is a moment stolen from what lifts us up. Detachment isn't a snap decision. It's a deliberate step, and its ripples reach far beyond the now. So before you cut that cord, let's look ahead, weigh the stakes, and choose with eyes wide open. Imagine you're wrestling with a friendship that's turned sour. You've set boundaries, limiting calls, dodging the guilt trips, but the weight lingers. Every text from them pulls you back into old patterns. Exhaustion, doubt, a flicker of resentment. You're leaning toward detachment, but doubt whispers, "What if I regret this? What if I'm alone?" Stoicism doesn't rush you. It invites you to sit with it. Picture yourself at your kitchen table, a notepad in hand, the hum of the fridge in the background. Write it out. What happens if I stay? More drained days, a slow erosion of your peace. What happens if I go? A pang of loss, maybe, but space for new light, new friends, new energy, new you. It's not about instant relief. It's about the long game. Does this choice align with your goals? Your dream of a life rooted in joy, not obligation? This isn't easy. America loves quick fixes. Dump the jerk, quit the job, move on. But Stoicism asks for patience, for foresight. Think of that job you're itching to leave. The paycheck's steady, but the stress is a slow poison. Sleepless nights, a knot in your gut. Detachment tempts you, walk away, breathe again. But what's next? Can you afford it? Will it stall your career or spark a new path? You reflect, maybe talk it over with that trusted friend from last time, sipping coffee at a diner. What's the cost of staying? They ask. You list it out: health, happiness, the side hustle you've shelved. Then the cost of going. Uncertainty, a tighter budget, but freedom to chase what lights you up. The scales tip, not rashly, but thoughtfully. Detachment becomes less a leap, more a step. Measured, intentional, yours. Here's the beauty. Considering consequences doesn't paralyze you. It empowers you. It's like standing on a cliff, not to jump blind, but to map the landing. Yes, letting go stings, goodbyes do. You might miss that friend's laugh, that job's routine. But the Stoics remind us, short-term pain often yields long-term gain. Pruning that friendship might leave a gap, but it plants seeds for connections that don't just take, they give. Quitting that job might pinch your wallet, but it frees your spirit to build something truer. And regret, it's a ghost that fades when you know you chose with wisdom, not impulse. This is detachment with depth, a choice that echoes your values, not just your mood. Together, these secrets, boundaries, and foresight form a dance of balance. Boundaries guard your heart. Consequences guide your steps. They're not about shutting down or running away. They're about opening up to a life that's yours, not life's. As we move forward, we'll take this clarity into the digital age and beyond, exploring how to detach from the noise and focus on what truly fuels your soul. We've been weaving a tapestry of Stoic wisdom, thread by thread, each secret adding strength and color to the life we're crafting. From pausing to reflect, to setting boundaries, to weighing the ripples of our choices, we're learning to navigate the wild currents of existence with grace and grit. But now, as we stand amidst the hum of modern life, a new challenge looms, one that's uniquely ours in this digital age. It's the relentless pull of screens, the endless scroll, the siren song of likes and retweets. Social media, that double-edged sword, connects us yet consumes us, lifts us yet leaves us hollow. So today, we're diving into 2 more Stoic secrets that pull us back to center. First, taking a break from the digital din to reclaim our peace, and then shifting our gaze from fleeting wants to the needs that truly nourish us. Together, these practices don't just quiet the noise. They light the path to a life of depth, connection, and purpose. Let's start with taking a social media break. Picture this. It's Saturday morning, the kind where the sun spills through your window just right, coffee's brewing, and the day stretches out like an open road. You grab your phone, innocent enough, just a quick check. But an hour later, you're neck deep in X, Instagram, TikTok, whatever your poison. Someone's posting their perfect vacation, all golden beaches and cocktails. Another's ranting about politics, their outrage crackling through the screen. Your high school buddy's got a new car, gleaming in the driveway, and suddenly your reliable old Honda feels like a clunker. Your thumb keeps scrolling. Your mind keeps spinning. Comparison, envy, a vague unease settling in. Sound familiar? In America, we're plugged in 24/7, tethered to a digital world that's equal parts dazzling and draining. It's a fire hose of noise, and we're standing right under it, soaked. Seneca, that stoic voice of clarity, once warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." If he were here today, he'd point that finger straight at our screens. Social media's a time thief. Hours vanish in a blur of likes, shares, and hot takes. But it's more than that. It's a soul thief, too. Every curated post, every viral thread, pulls us into a game of comparison we didn't sign up for. You see a friend's highlight reel, new job, new baby, new house, and your own life feels dimmer, smaller. You doom scroll the news, and anxiety creeps in, a shadow you can't shake. It's not connection, it's a trap. And the Stoics? They'd say it's time to step away, not forever, but long enough to remember who you are beneath the noise. Taking a break isn't about swearing off tech or becoming a hermit in the woods, though honestly, that sounds tempting some days. It's about hitting pause, giving your mind a breather, letting your spirit catch up. Imagine this, you decide to unplug for a weekend. No X, no Insta, no notifications pinging like a needy toddler. At first, it's weird, your hand twitches for the phone, a reflex you didn't know you had. But then something shifts. You grab a book instead, the kind you've been meaning to read, and lose yourself in its pages. You take a walk, really take it, noticing the crunch of leaves underfoot, the way the air smells like fall. You call a friend, not a text, a real call, and their voice, warm and unfiltered, fills a space you didn't know was empty. That's the Stoic gift. Stepping back from the virtual chaos to step into the real, the raw, the now. Why does this matter? Because social media is a slot machine. Every scroll's a pull, every like a dopamine hit. It's designed to keep us hooked, not happy. In a country where hustle is king and FOMO's our national anthem, we're conditioned to stay in the loop, to measure ourselves against the infinite feed. But Stoicism flips that. It says your worth isn't in followers or filters. It's in your mind, your actions, your peace. A break rewires you. Maybe you spend that unplugged Sunday baking cookies with your kid, their flour-dusted grin brighter than any screen. Or you journal, spilling thoughts you didn't know were bottled up, finding clarity in the ink. The world keeps spinning online, but you're steady, grounded, free. And when you return, because you're not a slave to it anymore. You're the one in charge. This isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's about reclaiming what's yours. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul." A social media detox takes you there. It's not rejection, it's reconnection. To yourself, to the people who matter, to the tangible joys we trade for pixels. Think of it like clearing a cluttered room. You toss the junk, dust the shelves, and suddenly you can breathe. That's what unplugging does. It strips away the static so you can hear your own voice again. And in that quiet, you start to see what's been drowned out. The needs that truly sustain you, not the wants the algorithm sells. Which brings us to the next Stoic secret. Focus on what you need. Let's paint a picture. It's Black Friday, and the ads are everywhere. Big screen TVs, shiny gadgets, deals screaming your name. You're tempted. I need that new phone, that air fryer, that thing everyone's raving about. Your cart's full, your wallet's lighter, and for a hot minute you're buzzing. But a week later, the boxes are open, the thrill's gone, and you're still you. Restless, maybe, chasing the next shiny thing. That's America in a nutshell, land of plenty, home of the endless want. We're bombarded with messages. More is better, new is necessary, happiness is one click away. But Stoicism cuts through that noise like a lighthouse in a storm. It asks, what do you really need to thrive? Not just survive, but live with meaning. Epictetus nailed it. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. The stuff we chase, gadgets, status, the perfect Instagram grid, that's outside us, fleeting, fickle. What's within? Our thoughts, our choices, our soul's quiet strength. Focusing on what you need isn't about deprivation, it's about liberation. Imagine you're sitting on your couch, post-scroll, post-shopping spree, and you pause. What if, instead of that new phone, you crave time to call your mom, to hike that trail you've been eyeing, to just sit and think without a screen's glare? What if your need wasn't stuff, but stillness, connection, growth? That's the Stoic shift. From chasing what sparkles to cherishing what lasts. Let's get practical. Say you're burned out, work's a grind, your inbox a beast, and social media's got you feeling like everyone's winning but you. You've taken that break, unplugged for a day, and now you're reflecting. What do you need? Not the promotion everyone's gunning for, not the likes piling up online. Maybe it's rest, a real night's sleep, no blue light buzzing in your brain. Maybe it's a friend's laugh, the kind that heals without words. Or maybe it's a passion you've shelved, painting, running, that guitar gathering dust. You start small. Swap an hour of scrolling for an hour of sketching. The pencils scratch a balm to your nerves. You call your buddy, meet for burgers and talk about nothing and everything. That's not less. That's more. More of what feeds you, not what drains you. This shift isn't easy. America's a culture of excess, and wanting less feels rebellious. Ads tell you happiness is a new car. Influencers say it's a flawless feed. But Stoicism whispers a truth we've forgotten. Real joy's in the essentials. Think of Thanksgiving, not the turkey or the sales, but the moment you're around the table, laughing with people who get you. That's need, not want. Focus there and the noise fades. You stop measuring your life by what you lack and start building it on what you have. Your mind, your relationships, your capacity to grow. It's like tending a garden. Water the roots, not the weeds, and watch what blooms. Together, these secrets, unplugging and refocusing, form a rhythm of renewal. A social media break clears the clutter. Focusing on needs plants the seeds. They're not about rejecting the world. They're about reclaiming your place in it, eyes open, heart full. Imagine a life where you're not scrolling through someone else's story, but writing your own. Not chasing what's next, but savoring what's now. That's the Stoic promise. Peace isn't out there. It's in here. And as we step forward, we'll see how this clarity shapes the relationships we keep, the value we seek, in a world that's always asking for more. We've been walking the Stoic path together, step by deliberate step, peeling back the layers of modern life to find the calm beneath the storm. From pausing to reflect, to unplugging from the digital roar, to focusing on what truly sustains us, we're crafting a life that's not just reactive but radiant. A life aligned with our deepest values. But here's where the rubber meets the road. The people we let into our orbit and the demands we let shape our days. Relationships and obligations are the heartbeat of existence. They can lift us to soaring heights or drag us into quiet despair. So today, we're diving into 2 more Stoic secrets that sharpen our compass and steady our stride. First, evaluating the value of the relationships we hold. And then, mastering the art of saying no to protect what matters most. Together, these practices don't just shield us. They empower us to build a life of purpose, connection, and unshakable peace. Let's start with evaluating relationship value. Picture yourself at a summer block party, the kind with kids chasing fireflies and neighbors swapping stories over cold lemonade. You're laughing with someone you've known forever, a friend, a cousin, a colleague, and it feels easy, warm, like slipping into your favorite sneakers. But then there's another face in the crowd, someone whose presence shifts the air. Maybe it's a friend who always needs something. Advice, a favor, a shoulder, yet leaves you hollow after every chat. Or a family member whose sharp words linger like a bruise, no matter how much you try to shrug them off. We all have these ties, some that spark joy, others that sap it. In America, we're taught to hold on tight, to cherish every bond like it's sacred. But Stoicism, it hands us a mirror and asks, are these relationships growing you or grinding you down? Epictetus, that Stoic beacon, put it plain: associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you are capable of improving. His words aren't a call to selfishness. They're a call to clarity. Relationships aren't trophies to collect or burdens to bear out of duty. They're mirrors reflecting who we are and who we're becoming. Think about it. In a culture that celebrates ride or die loyalty, we often cling to connections long past their expiration date. That friend who gossips behind your back but charms you to your face. The coworker who dumps their workload on you, grinning while you grind. The relative who critiques your every move. Their love a barbed wire hug. We stay because it's familiar, because guilt whispers, what will they think if I pull away? But Stoicism flips that script. Your peace isn't a bargaining chip. It's a birthright. So how do you evaluate? Step back. Yes, that first Stoic secret still holds, and look with fresh eyes. Imagine you're sitting on your front steps, the evening breeze brushing your skin, a mental checklist in hand. Ask, does this person lift me up or wear me out? Do they challenge me to be better, kinder, braver, truer, or drag me into old habits I've outgrown? Picture that friend who texts only when they're in crisis, their drama a vacuum sucking your energy dry. Then think of the one who shows up with coffee just to hear you dream out loud, their faith in you a quiet fuel. The scales tip, don't they? It's not about who's good or bad. It's about who aligns with the life you're building, the values you hold dear, integrity, growth, joy. This isn't cold calculation, it's warm intention. Letting go of a toxic tie doesn't mean you hate them. It means you love yourself enough to choose better. Take that friend who's all take, no give. You've tried boundaries, shorter calls, less venting, but the weight lingers. So you decide a gentle fade. I've got a lot on my plate, you say, and mean it. The first week's awkward. Guilt nips at you, nostalgia tugs. But then, lightness creeps in. You're not dodging their calls anymore. You're free to pour that energy elsewhere. Into a book, a workout, a friend who meets you halfway. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And he's right. The people we keep close shape our mind's air. Clear the smog and you breathe easier. You grow taller. But here's the catch. Detachment's not a solo sport. You've weighed the value, felt the pull to let go, yet doubt lingers. Am I being harsh? Will this haunt me? That's where the Stoic path curves into something bold. Saying no. It's the natural next step, because evaluating relationships isn't just about who you keep. It's about what you allow. In a world that's always asking more time, more effort, more you, saying no is your shield, your sword, your song. It's not rejection. It's protection. It's not rudeness. It's reverence for your own worth. And in America, where yes is our default, yes to the boss, yes to the friend, yes to the endless scroll, it's a quiet revolution. Epictetus again. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That's the heart of no. It's your reaction to life's pull, your choice to guard what's yours. Picture this. It's Friday night, and your phone buzzes. A coworker's begging you to finish their report. You're so good at this, I owe you. Even though you've got plans, a rare evening to unwind. The old you caves, types away while resentment brews. But now, you pause, feel the tug of obligation, then draw that boundary we've built. Sorry, I can't tonight. You text, heart pounding but steady. They push, it'll just take an hour. But you hold firm, no, I've got commitments. That's it. No excuses, no guilt trips. You're not just saying no to them, you're saying yes to you, to that glass of wine, that movie night, that moment of peace. Learning to say no isn't easy. It's a muscle you flex, a skill you hone. We're wired to please, raised on team player vibes and don't rock the boat mantras. Your first no feels like a betrayal, what if they hate me? But it's not. It's a gift. To them, it's honesty. To you, it's freedom. Start small. No to that extra errand when you're stretched thin. No to that party you'd rather skip. Feel the flinch, then the release. Maybe it's Thanksgiving, and your aunt's hounding you to host again. Dishes, chaos, your whole weekend gone. No, I need a break this year. You say, voice soft but sure. She grumbles, but you're sipping coffee in your PJs come Thursday, not scrubbing pans. That's not selfish, that's sacred. You've kept your energy for what matters. Rest, family you choose, your own damn soul. This isn't about shutting everyone out. It's about opening up to what fits. Saying no clears the clutter so yes can shine. Yes to that friend who grows you. Yes to that project that lights you up. Yes to a life that's yours, not borrowed. Picture a Sunday where you've said no to the usual noise. No to the group chat's drama. No to that favor you don't owe. Instead, you're hiking with someone who gets you. The trail quiet but for your steps and their steady presence. That's the payoff. Time and space for what aligns with your core. Growth, peace, real connection. Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And here's the truth. Every no is a step toward mastery, a brick in the wall of your calm. Together, these secrets, evaluating and refusing, form a dance of discernment. Evaluating relationships shows you who belongs. Saying no ensures they don't overstay. They're not about isolation, they're about intention, about curating a life where energy flows toward what lifts, not what leeches. Imagine a world where your circle's small but solid, where your time's spent on what fuels you, not what frazzles you. That's the Stoic promise. You're not here to please everyone. You're here to become your best self. And as we move forward, we'll take this clarity into the stillness within, seeking the calm that anchors us through every storm. We've traveled far on this Stoic road, haven't we? From the first pause to reflect, through the pruning of relationships and the bold no that guards our time, we've been building something sacred. A life not dictated by the chaos outside, but shaped by the strength within. Each secret has been a stepping stone, a lantern in the fog, guiding us toward a way of being that's steady, purposeful, and true. But now, as we reach the final stretch, we're not just tweaking the edges, we're diving into the core. Life storms don't stop, but we can stand firm in their midst. Today, we'll explore 3 final Stoic secrets that anchor us deep. Seeking the inner calm that steadies us through any gale, identifying what truly matters to light our way, and accepting what we cannot change to free our souls. Together, these don't just close the circle, they complete the masterpiece of a life well lived. Let's begin with seeking inner calm. Imagine it's one of those crisp fall days in America. Leaves blazing red and gold, the air sharp with promise. You're driving home after a brutal week. Work deadlines crashed like waves. A friend's argument left a sting, and your inbox is a beast that won't sleep. Your mind's a whirlwind, thoughts spinning like leaves caught in a gust. You pull into the driveway, kill the engine, and just sit there, the silence pressing in. Normally, you'd rush inside, TV on, phone out, anything to drown the noise in your head. But today, you try something different. You close your eyes, let your breath slow, feel the cool leather of the steering wheel under your palms. The storm doesn't vanish, but it quiets. That's inner calm. Not a magic trick to erase life's mess, but a steady hand on the helm when the seas get rough. The Stoics knew this art well. They didn't chase a life without trouble, troubles baked into the human deal. Instead, they sought a mind that could weather it. Think of it like a lighthouse keeper in a nor'easter. The wind howls, waves crash, but inside, the lamp burns steady, guiding ships to shore. That's you, cultivating calm through reflection and mindfulness. It's not about ignoring the anger simmering after that fight or the panic of a looming deadline. It's about meeting those feelings with a gentle nod, "I see you," then choosing to anchor elsewhere. Maybe it's 5 minutes of deep breathing, counting each exhale like a prayer. Maybe it's a walk around the block, the rhythm of your steps a metronome to peace. Whatever it is, it's yours, a sanctuary you carry everywhere. Picture this. You're at a family reunion, the kind where Uncle Joe's loud opinions fill the room and your cousin's passive-aggressive digs land too close. Your pulse quickens, old tensions flaring. The old you might snap or stew in silence, resentment festering. But now, you step outside, lean against the porch rail, watch the stars blink awake. You breathe 1, 2, 3, and let the noise fade. When you walk back in, you're not rattled. You smile, you listen, you respond with a calm that surprises even you. That's not weakness, it's power. Inner calm doesn't dodge the challenge. It rises above it, letting you act from reason, not reaction. It's the Stoic promise. You can't stop the storm, but you can be the eye of it. Still, clear, unshaken. This isn't a one-off fix. It's a practice, a muscle you build. Start small. Next time stress spikes, say, stuck in traffic on the 405, you don't honk or curse. You turn off the radio, breathe deep, let the chaos blur into background static. Over time, it's second nature. The deadline's still there, the argument still stings, but you're not drowning, you're steady. And here's the beauty. Calm doesn't just save you in crisis. It deepens the good stuff, too. That quiet coffee with a friend, the sunset you actually notice, the laugh with your kid that lingers. They're richer when your mind's not racing. It's like tuning a radio. Cut the static and the music comes through clear. But calm alone isn't enough. It needs direction. That's where identifying what matters steps in. Life's a buffet, overflowing with options, careers, hobbies, people, goals, and we're told to pile our plates high. In America, it's the dream, more money, more stuff, more status. You scroll X, and it's a parade of wins. Someone's new house, someone's big promotion, someone's perfect life. Your own plate feels light by comparison, so you grab more, another side hustle, another commitment, another shiny thing. But here's the catch. The fuller the plate, the less you taste. Stoicism pulls you back to the table and says, stop. Don't chase everything, choose what feeds you. What matters, not to the world, but to you. Epictetus put it sharp. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. That's the Stoic lens. Happiness isn't in the pile, it's in the purpose. So how do you find it? Picture yourself at a diner, late at night, the neon sign buzzing outside. You've got a napkin and a pen and you scribble what matters, not the corner office or the likes on your post. Maybe it's your sister's voice on the phone, the way she knows you without words. Maybe it's that quiet hour sketching, where time melts and you're just you. Or the friend who shows up, no questions asked, when life cracks open. That's your list, small, messy, real. It's not about what glitters. It's about what glows, values like love, growth, integrity that don't fade when the lights go out. This takes guts. America's loud, billboards, influencers, your cousins bragging at Christmas, telling you what should matter. But Stoicism whispers, you decide. Maybe you've chased the big job, the fat paycheck, only to find it's a treadmill. Fast, nowhere, exhausting. So you pause, reflect, and rewrite. You cut the overtime, take a pay hit, but gain evenings with your kid, reading stories instead of emails. The world says you're nuts. Your soul says you're home. That's the shift, from chasing distractions to cherishing essentials. It's like clearing a foggy windshield. Suddenly, you see the road, your road, and the detours don't pull you off course anymore. And here's where it all ties together. Accepting what cannot be changed. Life's a mixed bag. Some cards you play, some you're dealt. You can set boundaries, say no, seek calm, but still things break. Jobs end, friends drift, storms hit. In America, we're fighters. Fix it, force it, make it work. But Stoicism offers a softer strength. Let go, not of effort, but of resistance. Epictetus said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. That's the key. You don't control the rain, you control the umbrella. Acceptance isn't defeat, it's freedom. A release from wrestling what won't bend. Imagine this, you're laid off, blindsided, the rug yanked out. Panic hits, bills, pride, the what now? spiral. You could fight reality, rage at the boss, cling to what was. But instead, you sit with it. Coffee in hand, you stare out the window, feel the weight, then let it settle. This happened. You say, not why me. You can't undo the pink slip, but you can shape what's next. Update the resume, call a friend, dream a new dream. That's acceptance. Not passivity, but power redirected. Or take aging, your knees creak, your hair thins, time marches on. You could mourn youth, chase creams and dyes. Or you lean in, laugh at the gray, cherish the wisdom, live the now. It's not giving up, it's growing up. This trio, calm, clarity, acceptance, dances as one. Calm steadies you. Identifying what matters points you. Acceptance frees you. Picture a lake after a storm. The waves still, the sky clear, the water reflecting what's true. That's you standing firm. Not because life's perfect, but because you've mastered what's yours. Maybe it's a Monday, and the news is grim. Your boss is a jerk. Your plans flop. But you breathe, focus on your kid's hug, accept the rest. The world spins, you don't. That's the Stoic life. Not dodging pain, but rising through it, rooted in peace. So here we are, the journey's end or its beginning. We've stepped back, detached, said no, sought calm. Each secret a brushstroke in a portrait of resilience. This isn't theory, it's yours to live. Next time life roars, try it. Sit still, name what matters, let go what won't shift. Share it. Tell a friend, scribble it down, let it ripple. Because the Stoic path? It's not just survival. It's thriving. A life not borrowed from the chaos, but built from the quiet strength within. And so, here we stand at the end of this winding Stoic path, yet somehow at the beginning of something greater. We've journeyed through the chaos of modern life together, from the first tentative pause to reflect, to the bold courage of saying no, to the quiet strength of accepting what we cannot change. Each step, each secret, has been a thread in a tapestry we've woven. A life not tossed by every wind, but anchored in a peace we've claimed as our own. Picture it. A crisp autumn evening, the kind where the world slows just enough to hear your own heartbeat. You're sitting on your porch, the day's noise fading into dusk, and for once you're not racing. Not to fix, to please, to prove. You're just here, breathing, steady, whole. That's what these 12 Stoic secrets have built. Not a shield against life, but a lens to see it clearly, to live it fully. It started with stepping back, finding that rock in the river of emotion, a moment to choose calm over chaos. We learn to assess our ties, to prune what dims us and cherish what grows us, guided by voices we trust. We set boundaries, not as walls, but as gates, letting reason guard our hearts. We weighed detachment's ripples, ensuring our steps align with the life we dream of. We unplugged from the digital roar, refocused on needs that nourish connection, stillness, growth. We said no, not to reject, but to reclaim, curating a circle that lifts us higher. And now we've sought calm within, named what matters, and let go of what won't bend. 3 final strokes that paint a portrait of resilience. A life not borrowed from the world's clamor, but carved from our own quiet strength. This isn't the end, it's the foundation. These secrets aren't relics of ancient Rome. They're tools for today, for you, for me. Life won't stop. Deadlines will loom, phones will buzz, hearts will ache. But now you've got something they didn't teach us in school. A way to stand firm, to sift the noise, to choose what stays. Imagine a Monday where the inbox overflows, the news blares, and yet, you pause, breathe, focus on the hug you gave your kid, let the rest slide. That's not escape, it's triumph. The Stoics didn't promise a perfect world. They promised a perfectible soul. And that's what we've claimed. A mind that bends but doesn't break. A heart that feels but doesn't falter. A life that's ours, not life's. So how do we carry this into the rush of 2025? Start small. Stoicism thrives in the everyday. When the day spirals, traffic jams, a snarky coworker, a plan gone sideways, don't fight the tide. Take 5 minutes. Sit in your car, close your eyes, count your breaths. That's your calm, your anchor. At home, Trim the excess. Skip the scroll. Call a friend instead. Let their voice remind you what's real. At work, say no to the extra task that steals your evening. Politely, firmly, guilt-free. Weekly, scribble on a napkin. What matters this week? A laugh with your partner. A walk in the rain. A dream you've shelved. Chase that, not the shiny distractions X feeds you. And when life throws a curveball, a layoff, a loss, a twist you didn't see, don't wrestle it. Feel it, yes, but then ask, what can I do with this? Acceptance isn't surrender. It's strategy, turning stone into stepping stones. Live it in the cracks, those stolen moments between the grind. Stuck in line at the grocery store? Don't doom scroll. Watch the kid ahead giggling over a candy bar. Let it lift you. Cooking dinner? Skip the podcast, hear the sizzle, taste the now. It's not grand, it's gritty, real, yours. This isn't about retreating to a mountaintop. It's about thriving in the mess of suburbia, city streets, daily life. You don't need a toga or a philosopher's beard, just a willingness to pause, to choose to be. The world's loud, fast, relentless. But you've got this quiet power now, a stoic spark that says, I'm here, I'm steady, I'm enough. If this journey stirred something in you, and I hope it has, let's keep it alive together. You're part of Zenlight 8 now, a community where ancient wisdom meets modern grit, where we light the way to lives of purpose and peace. Hit that subscribe button, don't just watch, join us. Every week, we're diving deeper, unpacking secrets like these to help you navigate the wild, wonderful mess of being human. Share this with someone who needs it, a friend drowning in stress, a sibling chasing shadows. Let's spread this calm like wildfire. And before you go, drop a comment below with inner peace. It's not just a word, it's a promise, a nod to the stillness you're claiming, a signal you're in this with us. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll keep growing, keep shining, keep living together.